I'm Jillian Yee. My husband David and I moved to California from Texas about a year ago, and we decided to open up this barbecue restaurant. Barbecue's in my husband's blood. He's been smoking meat since he was a little boy, very small. He's from West Texas, and when he was growing up, there wasn't a lot to do, and so they started smoking meat. His mom loved to cook, so she taught him a lot of different ways to season things, and he just picked up on it as he was growing up, and it's kind of his passion. He's always loved it, and so we decided we would bring a little Texas barbecue to Southern California. So we chose the name MayBells because our two kids, our son Mason and our daughter Stella, which we call her Bella, so we just picked the two names and put them together and it becomes MayBells. And I think it just adds a little more of a personal touch for our customers with that story. And what makes it so special is that it is so family focused. It's my husband and I. We do this for our kids. And then he's Korean. Don't know if a lot of people know that. So he brings his Korean heritage into a lot of the spices and the flavors. So it is Texas barbecue, but it's got a lot of the Korean spices and flavors into the rubs and into the sauce. So it kind of puts a little twist on it. So when you're eating it, people can't really tell, well, this is barbecue, I see that, but there's a little bit of a different flavor in your sauce, and there's a little bit different flavor on the ribs or the brisket, and that's gonna be his Korean influence coming through in that stuff. So we chose the city of Murrieta. We first moved here a year ago, and we were staying with my father-in-law in Menifee. We really didn't know anything about the area. We have family in Corona, and we have him in Menifee, and we kind of wanted to be somewhere in between. So for a couple of months, we just drove around, checked out different schools and neighborhoods and communities. We would go out to eat for lunch, and we would go to dinner, and we really fell in love with the Murrieta area. It's very family focused, family friendly, and that's more of what we were looking for our family. A lot of small businesses are here, so we figured it would be a really good place to establish MayBells. It would fit in nicely to the community. When setting up MayBells, it can be a long process getting your paperwork done and getting city approval and everything. And I had heard stories that it can take a long time and they can be hard to deal with sometimes, and that was not my experience at all. I had the best people helping me at every office I went to. Paperwork was a breeze. My husband was like, how is this already done? And I was like, well, the lady at the business license office walked me through it, and she sent it on to another office, and they got approval right away, and it really was not hard at all. And I think I've developed some good relationships with a lot of these people in the city offices, because if I email them today, they'll email me right back and answer any questions I have, even if they're off the wall questions that they probably hear 1,800 times. They're always willing to help. For somebody else wanting to start a small business or a business in Murrieta, I would tell them to go to the offices in person, see them face to face. Don't just rely on phone calls and emails. I feel like it becomes a much more personal experience when there's a face behind that random application that comes across their desk. And they kind of get to know you, they kind of get to know your story, and you can develop a friendship that way. And when you have that connection with someone, it's just a lot easier to navigate the process. MayBells right now, it's still I like to call it a little baby restaurant. We've only been open for 2 months. We're hoping over the next 6 months to a year, it can just expand and grow even more than that. And then, 5-10 years down the road, maybe we'll have several other MayBells locations, and it will grow, and we can venture into new areas and get a new, larger customer base.